Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The last few weeks have been interesting for Jade Cargill. Not only did she make her emphatic return at Elimination Chamber, but she also exposed her attacker Naomi. She has a lot to talk about when it comes to WWE, but recently she opened up about something that happened outside the squared circle. With WWE in the middle of its European tour, a number of superstars have made the trip overseas, Jade Cargill included. The Storm is currently signed to the SmackDown brand, but recently she was spotted in Paris, which is not on the schedule for the tour. Of course, there is a lot of free time between shows, so it isn't all that surprising to see Cargill in Paris. However, it is here that she had a very wholesome interaction with a fan. While walking the streets of the French capital, the former women's tag team champion met a fan wearing her shirt. The fan took a picture with Jade Cargill and later tweeted about it, ecstatic over meeting one of his favorite WWE superstars. Cargill responded to the tweet, commenting that the interaction made her entire day. Such interactions are what makes the WWE so amazing. One can never tell when they will run into a superstar and the impact it can have. Jade Cargill finds herself surrounded by drama in WWE. The issues with Naomi and Bianca Belair aside, she also has problems with Liv Morgan of the Judgment Day. Before Naomi was exposed, both Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were suspected to have attacked her. While that appeared not to be the case, it didn't stop the former women's world champion from mocking Cargill on last week's episode of SmackDown. This did not sit well with the 32-year-old who quickly challenged the former women's world champion to a match. The two will now go head-to-head this Friday as SmackDown heads to Bologna, Italy, in what will be Cargill's in-ring return since her hiatus. Hopefully she isn't suffering from any ring rust, because Liv Morgan will look to take any advantage she can get. Jade Cargill is a name that echoes across arenas worldwide. From her imposing presence in the ring to her undeniable charisma, she's quickly become one of the most recognized and powerful figures in professional wrestling. But as much as her fans admire her strength, athleticism, and persona, it's her connection to them that leaves a lasting impression. Recently, Jade visited Paris, not only for her wrestling obligations but also for a meet and greet with fans at a local sports store in the heart of the city. The experience, one she didn't expect to be so profound, would shape the way she viewed her career moving forward. I think when you're in the middle of it all, it's easy to forget the impact you have. Jade reflects, sitting across from me in a quiet cafe just off the Rue de Rivoli. I get so focused on the work, on the matches, on my character, that sometimes I forget the people who make it all possible, my fans. And that's what Paris reminded me of. The Paris experience, a cultural exchange. It wasn't just another trip for Jade. For the first time, she stepped out of her comfort zone into a world far different from her usual wrestling tours in the US or her appearances in North America. Paris, with its rich history and vibrant fan culture, proved to be a humbling experience for the star. I was expecting the usual. People excited to meet me, some autographs, pictures, and maybe a few die-hard fans with some cool merch, Jade says, reminiscing about the event that took place just a few days ago. But Paris, it blew me away. The energy was contagious. Upon arriving at the venue, a bustling sports store in the Montmartre district, Jade was met with a warm reception. The store, known for its love of all things sports and fitness, was transformed into a temporary wrestling mecca. Posters of Jade adorned the walls, and the fans who showed up weren't just there for a quick selfie with a celebrity. They were there to connect, to share stories, memories, and emotions tied to her character and career. Jade had always been aware of her fan base, but the diversity and passion she witnessed in Paris were unique. French fans, while perhaps a bit reserved at first, were unlike any she had met before. I could see it in their eyes. Jade reflects, her gaze distant as she recollects the memories. They were waiting for something, a moment of connection. And when I gave it to them, when I really took the time to listen to what they had to say, it became something much more profound than I ever anticipated. Bridging the gap, wrestling and fans across the globe. When we think of professional wrestling, we often imagine the grand spectacle, the lights, the crowds, the drama, the athleticism. But at its core, wrestling is a form of storytelling, and the stories it tells are never one-sided. In Paris, the way fans approached me was so different from what I was used to in the US. Jade continues, breaking down the nuances of international fan culture. It wasn't just about, "I love you, Jade," or "You're the baddest." Sure, I got that too. But what I got more of was, "I see myself in you," or "You make me feel strong when I see you on TV." That's a different kind of connection, and it's powerful. Jade's rise in the wrestling world has been marked by a steady accumulation of fans who admire her for more than just her physical prowess. She's been celebrated for breaking barriers, for being unapologetically herself, and for setting a new standard in the world of wrestling. But it wasn't until Paris that she realized just how far-reaching her influence truly was. I'm used to hearing from fans who are inspired by my strength, but hearing from women in Paris who felt empowered to stand up for themselves or pursue their own dreams because of something I said or did, that's something I'll never forget. The fans speak. The impact of Jade Cargill. It's clear that Jade's influence on her fans is far-reaching, and many shared their stories with her during the Paris meet and greet. Some were wrestling fans from childhood. Others were more recent converts, but all shared one thing in common: a deep admiration for the person Jade represents both in and out of the ring. One fan, Haloti, a lifelong wrestling enthusiast, recounts her experience meeting Jade. "I've been watching wrestling for years, and I've always admired the strength of the female athletes, but when I saw Jade come to Paris, it was like seeing someone I could really look up to. She's so powerful, but what struck me was how down-to-earth she was. I told her how much she inspired me to be more confident in my own body and my own abilities, and she took the time to talk to me, really listen. I've never had that kind of interaction with someone I admire." Haloti's sentiment was echoed by many others who attended the event, with fans from different backgrounds sharing how Jade's representation of strength, beauty, and resilience resonated deeply with them. Another fan, Theo, a young man who had just started watching wrestling, spoke of Jade's impact. "I didn't expect to find myself inspired by a wrestler, but Jade's story is different. She's not just another athlete. She's a role model. I've been dealing with a lot of self-doubt in my life, and seeing her kick ass every week gave me the confidence to pursue my own goals, even when it's tough." When I told her that, she smiled and said, "You've got this." It meant everything to me. Jade listens intently as the fans share their experiences. It's evident that these moments are something she treasures deeply. "I didn't realize the ripple effect I had on people," she admits. "It's not just about the wrestling matches, the moves, or the titles. It's about how I make people feel. That's what matters." A moment of reflection. What Paris taught Jade. For Jade, the Paris experience was more than just a successful meet and greet. It was a moment of self-discovery. The outpouring of love and admiration from fans pushed her to reflect on what her career has become and where it is headed. "I'm at a point where I'm starting to realize the true power of what I'm doing," Jade says, her voice softer now, almost contemplative. "I've been working hard, staying focused on my craft, but I never fully understood the impact it was having on people until Paris. It was humbling. I've always been the type to focus on the grind, but now I'm thinking about the legacy I'm creating." This realization has sparked a new fire in Jade. In the past, she's often been labeled as a force of nature, a powerhouse with the ability to dominate anyone who stands in her way. But her recent experience in Paris has shifted her perspective, allowing her to see the larger picture. She's not just a champion in the ring, she's a champion of empowerment. "Maybe it's time for me to take on more of that leadership role," she says thoughtfully. "I want to inspire the next generation of wrestlers, especially women, to feel like they can do anything. Wrestling can be this brutal world, but if I can show that strength doesn't come just from physical power, but from confidence, resilience, and support from each other, I think I can make an even bigger impact." Looking ahead, what's next for Jade Cargill? With the Paris trip having solidified her vision for the future, Jade is more determined than ever to continue evolving. both as a wrestler and as an icon. She's not content with being merely a dominant force in the ring. She wants to leave a legacy that resonates with people far beyond the world of wrestling. I want to be remembered as someone who inspired others, not just as someone who won titles. I want to show the world that you don't have to fit into a mold to be successful. That's why I'm so grateful for every fan I meet, every story they share with me. It's all about building something bigger than myself. The road ahead for Jade Cargill is clear. She's ready to take her role as an inspiration to the next level. Wrestling will always be her passion, but now she knows that her true impact lies in the stories and connections she creates with the people who support her. As she finishes her coffee, Jade smiles with quiet confidence. Paris was just the beginning. I'm not stopping until I've shown the world everything I'm capable of, and I want the people who've supported me to be a part of that journey. And with that, Jade Cargill's legacy continues to grow, one fan interaction at a time. This narrative is based on a combination of Jade's persona, general trends in her fan interactions, and a creative take on the Paris experience. If you would like me to expand it further or add additional sections, let me know. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.